Tell the truth.
I just need a moment to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes. It feels like I was chosen more, to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes.
Tell the truth.
I just took the red pill. I've been moving different when they see me, watch they hate tell. If I don't get it, then the rest will. They ain't chicken on a nigga, no more running on the treadmill. Please don't trip, please get a grip, yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. I ain't scared to commit, yeah. I just need a moment to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes. It feels like I was chosen to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes, yeah. Before I open my eyes, yeah.
We're going to follow his journey. This is all about prime time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to follow his journey through his coaching. This is what this channel is all about, a brand new channel right here. And I want you to definitely subscribe and support this channel again. Thank you for watching. Those that will be watching this on a replay or watching now, I definitely want you to watch this channel because we're going to go in depth about Deion Sanders, his career in terms of being a coach coming out of Jackson State University, where he had a lot of success within 2 to 3 years that he was there. And a little bit of secret, folks, a lot of people thought that he signed this long deal at Jackson State, and he revealed when he had his interview with his good friend Shannon Sharpe, who you always catch on The Undisputed, where he admitted to Shannon Sharpe on his podcast that Ashley Robinson, who is the AD at Jackson State, had said, Deion, can you give us a 2-year commitment? Turned out that Deion gave him 3 years. A lot of people didn't know about that. And of course, people were upset because Deion left the SWAC. He left the HBCU school. And look, I was disappointed that he left because I wanted to see how it would all turn out in terms of what he was building there at Jackson. But of course, what happened? He got a big deal that came his way, where you had the university, or the Boulder, Colorado. Colorado offered him a $29.5 million contract, making him the university's 28th full-time head coach, according to Bud's Zone report. And they just finalized it officially. Deion Sanders officially became the University of Colorado Boulder's head coach after inking the $29.5 million contract deal. Now, we know that in sports, a lot of times with athletes and coaches, they get incentives that are laden in the contract, but they made Deion Sanders their #1 pick as coach at Boulder, Colorado. There's a lot of controversy going on right now around him making this move that I want to remind you of. So first of all, when he went to the school, he gave this mantra that, you know, we're coming. And I'm coming with my Louis. I'm coming with talent. He warned kids about jumping into the portal, that some people may not go anywhere in the portal, but he also is saying he's bringing players from the portal to transfer into Colorado, and he's going out and he's heavily recruiting people. Great athletes out there. He's been nabbing some huge pickups so far. But let's give you a reminder what he said to those players at Colorado who he said, hey, some of you should be in this room right now. You're not here. Some of you are going to be on this team. Some of you are not going to be on this team. Let me give you a reminder of that right now.
And even some of the guys that aren't here that's supposed to be here, those are the ones. All this gonna stop. I still have unfinished business to do with Jackson State because whatever I start, I'm gonna finish. And we gotta go win this championship. We gonna do that. But then shortly thereafter, I just want you to know, I'm coming. Not to compete, but to win. Not to show up, but to show out. Not to be amongst the rest, but to be the best. I'm coming. I'm flat out coming. This is real. This ain't no ESPN or this ain't one of the networks you just happen to see me on. I'm right in front of you. You know why? Because I'm coming. I'm coming to restore, to replace, to re-energize some of y'all that are salvageable. I'm not gonna lie, everybody that's sitting there butt in the seat ain't gonna have a seat when we get back. But I'm coming. I started, and we're gonna go dominate, and we're gonna work. I'm coming to work and not to play. I'm coming to kill it and not to kick it. I'm coming. So you gotta understand, so when I get back, ain't gonna be no hats and no meetings, ain't gonna be no hoodies on and no meetings, ain't gonna be no phones. I wish you would bring a phone in my meeting.
There you have it. Deion is bringing the thunder. Deion is bringing some serious credentials with him. He's telling these young men there ain't gonna be no hats, ain't gonna be none of this jingling, jewelry in the meetings. You're gonna be very serious with Deion Sanders as a player. You're gonna take it serious because winning is contagious to this man. He has the pedigree. Now I'm gonna make the argument that Deion Sanders right now, let's keep it real here, that Deion Sanders right now he is the most decorated and most legitimate coach in college football. He is more legitimate than any of the other coaches. One, because there are very few coaches in college football who played at the pro level, at the highest level that Deion Sanders played at. There are few who have his pedigree playing at Florida State, where he was an outstanding all-star, playing in the pros where he was an unstoppable, unbelievable defensive back, cornerback. Not to mention he is a Hall of Famer, 3-time NFL champion, one of the best cornerbacks to ever play the game, not only in college, but in the pros. There are not too many coaches that are in college football today that have that background. There's a lot of them coaching that ain't never played even high school football, let alone college football or pro. Not to mention that Deion can relate to these players today. He speaks their language. He speaks their lingo. And he tells the truth. Now, a lot of people hated on Deion when he decided to leave Jackson State. Again, I'm gonna harp on that. But let's hear from Deion again, reminding people, hey man, I'm black. I can never turn my back on my people. Why would I do that? Here we go.
The thing that alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think that I'm leaving African American. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. I can never leave who I am and what I am and how I go about being that. So it is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as all the others. My calling is for young men, young women, and people of all walks of life, all social climates, and all ethnicities. That's my calling. My calling is not built on a location. It's built on a destination. Now that was good. You're supposed to clap for that. All right, that was good. You getting some of my good stuff. We just getting started and already went in the bag, baby. Let's go.
Like Deion said, you're supposed to clap for that. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Look, I think Deion is going to do a fantastic job at Colorado. Now, look, he went to Jackson State where he had less resources to work with. He made it do what he could make it do with his resources that he brought to the table to assist the community in the football program at Jackson State as best he could as a coach and use his celebrity status as a great player in the past. But just imagine what he may be able to do here at Colorado in Boulder with the resources that they have to be able to turn things around. He's already getting some top recruits in the program. He's working hard on signing day. Deion is no one to toy with. I think the brother means real business at Colorado, and I think he can elevate the program in a Pac-12 where you have USC, you have, I think, Utah. Those are the two top programs in the Pac-12. Other programs in the Pac-12 are not what you would call world beaters. So I think in that particular conference that he could make things happen. He could shake things around because of his ability. I think an ability that other coaches do not have. And what is that ability that I'm talking about? That ability to convey the message necessary to young men. There are not too many coaches in this country that can walk into a living room and can talk to parents or the athlete, the young athlete, in the way that Deion Sanders can do it. He has the swagger, he has the pedigree, he has the background. And when it comes to African-American football players or athletes coming out of high school, he can relate to them. He's walked the journey that they're walking. He's been in the communities that they have grown up in, which many other coaches have not, of his ilk. Therefore, I think, can turn it around, because it's intriguing to know that kids want one thing and one thing only. They want to be seen on Saturday. They want to be in nice uniforms, and they want to get noticed. They want exposure. And Deion said he can give them exposure. He understands social media better than any other coaches in college football right now. These kids want to be seen because they want to go to the next level, and he has the pedigree to teach them how to get to the next level, assist them on being the best men that they can be to getting to that level if they listen to him and execute. Very important. Because Deion Sanders is about winning. Now, he did a really good job. Let me let you see something. Right here, he has assembled a very decent coaching staff. The Colorado Buffaloes football coaching staff that he has put together. And Deion is a motivator. Okay? He's getting up early, traveling to his office, vacuuming the whole 9 yards, and getting ready to talk to his crew and motivate these coaches you see on the screen. I want y'all to check this out right now.
Tell the truth.
Game, change this game, change this game. Today is the day that we change this game forever.
No, that Dyson is insane.
No, this thing here, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Whoever is the company, Dyson, please call me. We gotta do business. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I'm serious. I dropped the cord in here 2 years ago, and it sucked it up.
No, them Dyson vacuums are insane.
Dog, you ain't, dog, this thing here, man.
What's good right now with y'all?
All right. Now, let's get at it right now. This is what's going on. Then he gives his coaching staff this breakdown that, hey, we are going to win. You may not believe it, but you better believe it now. Here we go.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Morning. Oh, this looks good. Everybody in here was picked, selected, chosen. You are a difference maker. You are special. You are somebody. You're a conduit of change, and that's what we're going to do, change things. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand we're going to win right now, not later, right now. Because we're going to have this room and these boards full of guys that's going to compete, full of guys that are winners, full of guys that wants this, that wants to be a conduit of change. Everybody in here is a change agent. We could go down the line and every last one of you have a story how you provoke change wherever you've been, in some form or fashion. It's no normalcy. It ain't no normal guys in here. Everybody's been through something, they come out of it, but you changed the game wherever you've been. Am I right or wrong? Yes, sir. Am I right or wrong? Yes, sir. Okay, you just got to believe. I believe it. You got to believe it.
All right, you got to believe it. You've got to believe it. I believe it. Do you believe it? Look, everybody. One of the things that he said that was very important when he was speaking, Coach Prime, is that he said, we're going to fill up this board with a variety of guys, young players from high school and from the portal, meaning players that are transferring from other college programs. We're going to fill them up. And on this board, we're going to see all these players that want to compete at the highest level, who want to win. And we're going to surround ourselves around that. Well, guess what? You see this young man on the board right here who played at Jackson State. Breaking news, Tavis Hunter, the #1 player in 2022, has entered the transfer portal. And everybody was saying, well, where is he going to go? Is he going to stay at Jackson State? Is he going to go with Deion? What is Tavis Hunter going to do? He's one of the top recruits, a 5-star recruit, I believe. Florida State, one of them, Alabama, all these top programs wanted this young man. And what happened? This man right here, Primetime, was able to get him and convinced him to come to an HBCU and play at Jackson State, and there, which he did a hell of a job at Jackson State. And so everybody was wondering, what is he going to do? What was he going to do? What would be his decision? And this is another thing I want you all to realize. And let's listen to the young man in his own words as he makes a decision and breaks the news. And here we go.
Your boy officially a Buffalo.
Get back right there.
Hey, I know it's all that, man. You know what I'm going on in it. But anyway, Jay, I know the time is going on.
All right. He's making it known, ladies and gentlemen, that he is going to Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, to play for the one and only Coach Primetime. Now, I'm going to say something controversial here that you all need. If you're a great sports fan out here, I'm loving it. Hey, look, this is my first sports channel that I've created. I've always wanted to create a sports channel, but this one will once again be centered around everything that's going on with Primetime, Deion Sanders and his coaching experience at Colorado, coming from Jackson State and wherever it takes him next. But this young man, as you see him right here with the cap on, made a decision, a mature decision that he felt was best for him, as you hear him again.
Your boy officially a Buffalo.
Get back right there.
All right. Now, the young lady in the background, from what I understand, is a girlfriend. She's been going from school to school with him. So she's also going to be attending school at Boulder, Colorado. This university within the Pac-12. Look, this is the thing. Most of the schools in the Pac-12 are some of the best schools, especially for education, that you can get into. You got to have good academics to get into that university as well. And Apparently this brother has those academics, as he's going to make his place again with Primetime. He said that Primetime is a man that he learned a lot from, that he couldn't turn his back on Primetime, that he had to stick with him because he's learned so much, and he knows that this is the man that's going to help him get to the next level. Now, this guy is a 5-star recruit, a superstar written all over him. He can play cornerback, receiver. He's a dual threat, just as he was at Jackson State University. Now, a couple of weeks back, I was looking through some of the social media, particularly Deion Sanders' Instagram. And there's some people on YouTube within the sports realm who have talked about this. And I was wondering, what was Deion talking about? His language in this situation seemed cryptic. Take a look at this.
So, you was gonna get what we got? You really thought you was gonna get what we got? Oh, Lord. We coming. You thought
We coming.
you was gonna get what we got? You really thought you was gonna get what we got?
We coming.
Oh, Lord.
We coming.
We coming.
All right. Now, let me break down what's going on here. I was wondering, what is Deion talking about? You really thought you're going to get what we got. And then it dawned on me, because the young man you see before your screen right there, Tavis Hunter, great football prospect. And here's another picture of him, top prospect. He goes from Jackson University State, to Colorado in the transfer portal. What happened was that this was the rumor that was put out there by Tavis himself, in that there may have been some tampering going on by Florida State, because Florida State was one of the first schools that he was thinking about going to as a top 5-star prospect. And the notion that's put out there is this. Let me read this to you and you listen to it very carefully. The superstar defensive back, as well as the right wide receiver, ladies and gentlemen, recently announced that he was transferring from Jackson State to Colorado to follow Deion Sanders. The move was expected, but that did not expect some other teams from trying to acquire Hunter's skills. So other teams were beating at the bat to get him. They were fighting to get him. But late Thursday afternoon, which I believe was just last week, Tavis Hunter tweeted that the Seminoles, which is Florida State, which is the automata of one Deion Sanders, played at Florida State. That's where he played his college football. And I got to be honest with you, Deion Sanders, as quiet as it's kept, he actually really was hoping that Florida State would have gave him an offer to coach there. Now, a lot of people think that he was only offered to coach at Jackson State. Not true, because in the interview that he did with his good friend Shannon Sharpe, who played in the NFL as well for the Denver Broncos and the Ravens, he told Shannon Sharpe that he had at least 5 power schools that were looking at him prior to Jackson State, but it was Jackson State that showed the most interest in him and kept calling him for months and writing him. And Ashley Robinson, the AD, the athletic director at Jackson State, was the man that was all over him like butter on rice and saying, we got to get Deion to this university. And then you see on this picture here, Deion had a surgery. This man had problems with his legs, his feet, and still was trying to coach under that distress. So they got Deion there, gave him a contract incentive loaded contract. And you had schools like Florida State, which were one of the schools that were heavily trying to recruit Tavis Hunter. Tavis Hunter spilled the beans and said that that Thursday after Hunter tweeted that the Seminoles called before. They called him before he hit the portal. Now, what is the transfer? The transfer portal is a way for young collegiate football players or basketball players or athlete in college football or college sports, should I say. If something happens where they don't feel comfortable where they are, there's something going on, they can transfer to another school that is willing to honor their scholarship and take them in, that feels that, hey, we can use this player on our team. You're not supposed to tamper with college athletes until it's official that they're in the portal. That before he even got in the portal, so I put this back on the screen for you, before he even got in the portal, Seminoles, the Florida State Seminoles, were already what they call tampering with him, meaning trying to convince him to come to Florida State because they knew that was one of his first schools that he had a desire to play at. Now, let me read here. This would be, or which would be, a clear case of tampering. The talented cornerback was originally committed to Florida State University coming out of high school before flipping his decision and going with your man right here, the one and only, as we call him, Primetime, right? So basically, he spilled the beans in the butter that I think the NCAA needs to investigate this, because I'm sure they're not the only school that allegedly, now I'm going to say allege, that allegedly did this. There's probably other schools that allegedly tried to contact him before he jumped in the portal. But this is what Tavis Hunter is saying, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, that schools were looking for him. And then on Twitter, there was a guy on Twitter who got recruited. See, there's some shade that's being thrown off here. Here's the shade right here. So right here, which shows you that there was something going on, that the latest Florida State football prospect, number 5 prospect, this is a 5-star prospect right here, had a message for the Noles, for the Seminoles fans on signing day. He says, more on Hakeem Williams. He says, ain't no Tavis Hunter over here. We locked in, time to work. So this is the young man that they recruited, who's another 5-star recruit. I believe it's a receiver or whatever they're going to have him playing, Hakeem Williams. But it looks like they're throwing some shade at Tavis Hunter, while at the same time trying to tamper with the young man, trying to convince him to come to Florida State before the transfer portal was official. That's allegedly, under NCAA rules, there should be an investigation. That's considered tampering. And this is why Deion Sanders was saying, you think you can get what we got?
You was gonna get what we got? You really thought you was gonna get what we got? Oh, Lord. We coming. You thought you was gonna get what we.
That was the cryptic message that Deion appeared to be putting forth. It's kind of a shame that he had to, you know, this is his own college team. He played at Florida State, and you would think that they would have enough respect for Deion to follow the rules like everyone else and make their bid to snab this young prospect within the proper means. And let's keep it real. Tavis Hunter said that he was considering other opportunities, and when he thought about it, he said, well, I got to go with my man Deion. Deion's my man. I've been rocking with Deion since we were at Jackson State. I can't just turn my back on the coach like this because he's meant so much to my career so far and getting me to that elevated level of the next level, which is professional football. Now, he also, and I didn't play this, said that there were people sort of making fun of him, saying that, oh, when you were playing in the HBCU in the SWAC conference at Jackson State, that was like playing high school football. You really wasn't playing with top competition. So he's saying, okay, you guys are hating on me, but watch what I do. He said, I'm the same player, the same person that I was when I was playing in high school, when I was playing at Jackson State. I'm gonna be the same talented person when I play at the D5 level, D15 level. And I think the young man's gonna show you what he's made of, and he's gonna have the last laugh like he does right here.
Your boy officially Buffalo.
All right, there it is. He ain't playing with y'all, and I'm not playing with y'all either. I think the young man's gonna do fine there. I think the prospects there are gonna be incredible. He's going to put on that uniform, and he's going to go out there in a blaze of glory. So it's official. He has officially signed. But let me let you all see some clips of this young man, Tavis Hunter, which is why he was the one of the number one players in the country, if not the number one player that everybody wanted to get their hands on. But Deion Sanders, like the swab man of swagger that he is, he nabbed him. This is what everybody was drooling over. Here's a cut bit. They signed him, and here we go. All right. So there is examples of his skill set. Let me also give you a bonus before I get out of here today. I really appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, this is Primetime Nation Media. I will be focusing on all things that have to do with Deion Sanders in his journey at Colorado as football coach. So we're going to give you clippings. We're going to give you YouTube shorts, clippings, video. I'm going to follow the press conference when the season starts. We're going to follow the players that he signs, everything good or bad in his journey as a head football coach at a D1 school at Colorado. We're going to follow, and wherever his career goes, this channel will follow. We'll build this channel the old-fashioned way, one step at a time, push content through the algorithms, and over time, I hope to get as many subscribers that one can be blessed with. But I got to give you, once again, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this video. Appreciate you being here. My name is Information Man. I have many different channels on the YouTube streets, but this is a new channel, building from scratch. Loving it. It's a sports channel. My first time having a sports channel, something that I've always wanted to do anyway, but now this is a great opportunity. Now, I want to tell you about another young man that he has recruited for you sports fans out there. Now, Deion Sanders, and I'm going to give you clips in his coaching staff once more, who I think deserves a lot of credit, and let's give him a clap. Deion Sanders and his coaching staff have done a fantastic job. They just recruited a 4-star wide receiver, Amari Miller, who has now committed to Colorado on Christmas Eve, okay? This young man, as I get ready to show you some video on him and I read to you, and I'm going to play this back as I break this down, and here you go, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This young man is a 4-star receiver, Amari Miller. He celebrated on Christmas Eve on Saturday, this just past Saturday, Christmas Eve night, by announcing he's committed to Deion Sanders in Colorado. He is one of the more prolific pass catchers in the 2x23 class that he's recruited. This young man is 6'2", 190 pounds. Miller was offered by Sanders, the new Buffalo staff, on December the 10th. He was offered a scholarship. He signed his letter of intent and is officially part of the team. I think Coach Prime, this is what this young man, this is what young man Amario Miller said. I think Coach Prime is going to really make history there. Miller told 24/7 Sports, I think he's going to bring Colorado back where they should be. That was not the only thing solid about Miller on Colorado. Okay? He says, just Boulder itself really is like the cold. I really like the cold. I'm a cold weather type of guy. Miller is a former Nebraska commit who also had offers from like programs like Arkansas, LSU, Miami, and Mississippi State. Colorado Director of Player Personnel Corey Phillips led the charge in countering in Miller and bringing him to the Pac-12. So this young man was originally going to sign, and he had originally committed to Nebraska, but changed his mind, as you see him on the screen playing, to coming to Boulder, Colorado, and playing for Coach Primetime. This is some real deal type of stuff, folks. No doubt about it. Now, check this out. As written at the very top of all of this, he is one of the most exciting receivers in the country. Miller averaged over 22 yards per catch as a 3-year varsity starter, turning 254 receptions into 3,492 yards and 43 touchdowns. As a senior, he had 49 catches for 1,183 yards and 15 scores with another 3 rushing touchdowns. That's the young man that you just saw. Amario Miller is a 4-star recruit, and the man himself who has told you that he can't forget that he's black, that he wants to bring and help young black men. That is not so. And Deion has been doing this not only at Jackson State, but he was working with young black athletes and athletes in general when he was in Texas with the Prime Academy. So this is no stranger to him. So I know that folks at Jackson State are upset that he left, but let me give you a reminder again. This man hasn't forgotten who he is, as he said this right here.
That alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think that I'm leaving African American. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. I can never leave who I am and what I am and how I am and how I go about being that. So it is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as all the others. My calling is for young men, young women, and people of all walks of life, all social climates, and all ethnicities. That's my calling. My calling is not built on a location. It's built on a destination. Now that was good. You're supposed to clap for that. Darn it, that was
That's
good.
right.
You give some of my good stuff.
Getting some of his good stuff, everybody.
Started. I already went in the bag, baby. Let's go.
That's right. Getting some of his good stuff. So everybody, there it is. This is the first video that I've done on this channel. Definitely share it. I'll be back with more. I will be frequently dropping content. Everybody, I appreciate you again. This is Primetime Nation Media. Thank you. Thank you all out there for watching, listening. I'll keep you up to date as best I can. Peace to all the other content creators that are touching on these issues as well. But once again, Tavis Hunter is the #1 guy in that transport portal. He is signed, as we already knew was going to happen, but we know it now that he is signing, and he's going to be there with Deion Sanders. But he did it without some controversy because there is talk that there might have been some tampering from Florida State trying to get him to go there when he hadn't even put himself in the portal yet. You see how sneaky things are? So with that said, everybody, you have a good day, a good night, wherever you are in the world. We're going to get ready to get on out of here like so. Appreciate you. Take care.
just need a moment to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes.
Tell the truth.
It feels like I was chosen to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes. I just took the red pill. I've been moving different when they see me, watch they hate till. If I don't get it, then the rest will. They ain't checking.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his
Please
channel.
don't trip. Please get a grip, yeah. I ain't scared to commit, yeah. I ain't scared to commit, yeah. I just need a moment to give a little more, to feel a little more before I open my eyes. It feels like I was chosen